Hi there guys, and welcome to a quick new video today by Kyle Reviews. And today I'm just generally talking about and addressing, some complaints people are having on the new Tensor G3 chip found in the new Pixel 8 series of phones. So we've had the 8 and 8 Pro announced and released, and people just want to complain about how it's not one of the most powerful or apparent overheating issues. I'm going to address the other side of things. So one, it's not even on paper, whatever, going to be the most powerful chip. Google isn't aiming to release the most powerful chip, and on top of that, people are saying, it's just a redressed Exynos Samsung chip. It's not. It's a custom-made chip. It is a Google Tensor chip, just made by Samsung for Google, completely customized and made to Google's specifications. So it would be helpful and more sensible if people stop calling it, the Exynos redressed or whatever, just renamed. It's not. And this is a 9-core chip. Go out there and find another 9-core CPU. The Tensor G3 is 9 core, so it has one power core, nearly 3 gigahertz clock speed. I believe it's like 2.8, something like that. 4 middle cores and then 4 efficiency cores. It's 9 cores. And it's nearly 3 gigahertz on the full power. What more could you want in a smartphone? For what you're doing on your phone, gaming, any apps, multitasking, smart features, etc., it is powerful enough. We've got to a point now where just pure power in a CPU on paper, specs, isn't it all. As long as that chip is powerful enough, and it's also being custom made for other features, isn't that enough? It's made for Google Pixel phones, okay? It has the power. And then it also has the smart capabilities built in. Has the power efficiency to have a battery last you a day's use. And can run and do whatever you're throwing at it. When is it going to be enough for the mass? It is now, but I'm addressing those people that just complain about it. The CPU you have in the Pixel 8 now is one of the top tiers. Yeah, it's not the most powerful, but it's powerful enough, and it does a whole lot more as well. But I got a feeling some of those complaining about this haven't actually owned and used the Pixel 8 or any other Pixel phone for that matter, and gone, oh yeah, you know what, this is fluid, this is smooth, and it does all this and that. I bet you any money these are the people that own one, don't own one, but yet want to just jump on that complaining bandwagon. Now, for the other thing, the overheating, yeah, I know I've seen 1 or 2 complaints out there, but a phone can warm up quite well because, one, there is a lot of power in a phone nowadays, and it's packed into a small form factor. So yeah, it's going to warm up, but I don't think, for most people at least, that it's overheating to a point of unusable or potentially going to burn your hand or just set a fire, whatever. Devices do warm up, especially when you're going to throw it at heavy gaming, something like PUBG, one of my favorite games on a mobile. You crank up those graphics and whatever. It is going to warm the phone right up. I've had that quite a lot, but not just on Pixels. I've had PUBG playing on Samsungs and other phones, and they have all warmed up when I've cranked the detail up, because I'm throwing at the specs of the phone a heavy game, essentially. So that's normal. Another reason, and I bet people aren't going to address this directly, for it warming up is probably because not only are they throwing at it something quite heavy, but something that is heavy whilst charging. The charging the device. It's plugged in whilst you're using it on your chair or something, and the battery's going to warm up just because it is charging. It's also going to warm up because you're using it. So that's another thing to just watch out for. Any device will do that. It ain't just a Pixel thing. I just want to sort of try and back up Pixel here, because not just because I'm a Pixel fan. Yes, I am. I'm a fan of other phones as well. I'm recording this video on a Samsung, for instance. I own 2 phones. My Samsung here right now, I've gamed on this. It's warmed up. The CPU in it is not the most powerful, but it's still running smoothly and fluid anyway. Guess what the phone is? It's a Samsung S10. It's aged quite well because, it started off with decent specs, but the specs have just been enough. It's very fluid. through the UI, everything works, no hiccups or anything like that. So why would you complain about the Tensor G3? It's a very smart chip in a very smart device with some very smart software. So I feel like for most of these complaints, it's probably unfounded. I want to set a little task here, if you will. If you've watched this and you've disagreed with anything I've said, put into the comments for me any complaint you might have about any of the pixels. Let's say 6 through to 8, because they're the most recent, aren't they? For obvious reasons, running the G chips, Tensor chips. Put in any experience, personal experience you've had that has been bad for you, and back it up a bit. So, for example, I don't know, you had the 6 Pro when it was released. It overheated a lot. Put in what was happening when it overheated. Just back it up a little bit. Don't just go, oh yeah, I had this and it got too hot and that was it. Put in some actual valid points. Let's make this a constructive point-making process. My experience with the Tensor chips and on Pixel has been fantastic. So, for example, right in front of the camera now is the 6A. It's about 2 years old. It's running the original G chip, the original Tensor chip. It's fine. I've had no overheating. Now, fair enough, it's had updates since it's released. It's very fluid, very, very smooth. I just can't complain about this device at all. And this is the 6A, the cheaper model as well, with the least RAM and all that. You know what I mean? So this is the, on paper, lower spec device. I can only imagine the 6 and 6 Pro are still running just fine too right now. But yeah, please give me some constructive points. See if you want to still back up your complaints. But from what I've seen, it's very hard to complain about the Pixels. There might be some buggy software here and there. That's about it. Every device warms up when it's having things thrown at it, because it's a lot of power in a small device. Where can the heat go, you know? And again, the Tensor G3 is going to be a fantastic CPU. Those that are already using it right now are probably finding their experience very fluid, very nice to use. Yeah, not the world's most powerful, but so what? It doesn't have to be. It's all about the efficiency, what that chip is capable of doing, everyday usage, not just all that power. All right, I'm just going to end it here before I just waffle on and say the same things over and over. Let me know what you think, and please comment back, subscribe and like this channel for me, and I'll see you soon in the next one. Bye.